Well, good morning everyone. Today I'm leaving Tauranga for a ride across to Whanganui. Got a mate over in Whanganui that's doing some work there at the moment, and I'll be staying with him tonight. It's really just an excuse to go for a ride in the midwinter and check my gear. So we're riding in the middle of the day with the sun at my back, so that's good stuff. So my GPS has set a course and it's up over the Kaimais and away. We've got a little toll road here and that's going to cost me $1.90 to get to the other end of it there. This is the main road between Tauranga and the Waikato over towards Hamilton. A lot of heavy traffic use this road. The weather forecast good. They're getting it shitty down the south of the South Island with a southerly blast, but I don't think it's going to get up here as far as Taranaki where I'm heading. This range of hills ahead of me is the Kaimais. I see there's a puff of cloud on the top there as the wind's coming out of the Waikato back up into here, but that won't affect us for long. So my plan is to ride across the Waikato over to a place called Te Awa Mutu and then down towards National Park. That's where I got to turn off there. The temperature's dropped on down to 7 degrees up here on top of the mountain and amongst this fog here. And my voice may be a little bit distorted because I've got my balaclava on under my helmet for this cold climate. Anyway, so far I'm still warm in the body and the bike's travelling well. I've got new tyres on it. It's just been recently serviced and it's feeling good, so I'm in for an enjoyable ride here. You just can't push your luck down here and amongst these big trucks. What we used to have on the middle of the roads was a drip line where the diffies and the gearboxes were leaking and everything, but now you never see that. I'm just watching out for oil on the road with these big trucks braking going down here. But you don't see a drip line anymore, do you? Because no doubt the certificates of fitness for these big trucks here incorporate oil leaks, and so they're as dry as a chip now compared to what they used to be. But they all have to take their time coming down here. There is little passing banes and things for real slow trucks, but they all go at the same pace. So I'm picking that big fellow there was loaded yesterday. He would have taken the trailer to his place overnight and got going early this morning and across to Tauranga with a big load of logs there. That may have taken him until about 9 o'clock this morning. Get there, unload, another hour. 10, 11, what's the time now? 10:30. So he'll be back in the forest by midday, load it up again, have a sandwich and a cup of tea while they load up, and then way back to Tauranga again with his second load for the day, and then he may even get back to his forest to load again for his early morning load. So maybe I'm guessing he's due about 3 loads a day, depending on his haul. But when they're coming over this far, they're down in the forest south of here. If they were in Kayangaroa or anything like that, they would be coming from up the coast road between Waikato and Tauranga. I'm the meat and the sandwich here. I've got another big logging truck right behind me as well. And the only trouble is with riding around logging trucks is even though they have to sweep them off at the port, they may miss stuff. And a lump of bark coming off that at 100 k's gets airborne and comes back and whammo. So you either got to be sure you can get round him quick or stay back a bit so you got a half a chance to avoid the dart. The other thing is I don't want to be holding up the bloke behind him, so he's setting the pace through this one-way street here. So I've come across as far as Tokeroa and now turned onto Highway 32. we're starting to leave the southern Waikato and heading into the more of the central plateau area. Morning, girls. New Zealand's a temperate country and we have a lot of dairying throughout the country, but the Waikato, the area here that I'm travelling through, is synonymous with dairy farming. These are all in good nick going in there, and they're big bellies, they've got calves inside them. Given there's a couple of beefies in amongst them, I think maybe they're just the herd that they're taken through the winter and they are dried off. But this area I'm travelling through now is the South Waikato. But as we head further down here, we come into more of the rolling hill country where we move into sheep and forestry. The landscape's changing all of a sudden from the South Waikato into the central Highlands. I see there's forestry developing here now. As we get higher, these area here we're heading to next is called Whanganui. There's a hydro dam down in here that we ride around the big power station now. So I've been on the bike nearly an hour and 2 hours really, so I'll get off there and we'll have a drink at a store that I know at the other side here. Some of these farms have got great big rotary sheds, and that's one there to our right that you can see. They're capable of managing great big herds, high volume and very little manpower to make them happen. In years gone by, this would have all been in forests, but as dairying has become much more viable, they've rooted the trees out, tidied up the paddocks and put it into pasture. You see these piles here, this one here, and this one here, and this one here, and this one here, is the process of tidying up the paddocks, putting the rubble and the stumps and the big rocks all into heaps here. This one here on the right hand side, this one here, and this one here, they got there because of the explosion of the volcano Mount Taupo over here, about over the back. You see they're big ghoulies that have come out of the eruption of Taupo many years ago. And this is here a dam that we're coming up here called Whanganui. They've banked up a dam here for hydroelectricity. See, as we get closer to the epicenter of the explosion, the rocks become smaller, but they're still great big ghoulies, aren't they? Look at that. This one here, I've stood that one up with a digger. And to our right there is the Whanganui Dam. We'll go right across that one. So as we cross the dam wall here, I see we're leaving the South Waikato, they call it. National Park, so this is our swing off here we're going to go. So it's 11:21 now. We'll go as far as Tikuiti. No, we won't. We'll go as far as National Park, eh? Well, let me talk to you about my comfort. Currently, the outside temperature here is 9.5 degrees Celsius. Now, I knew it would be a bit colder as I got up here in the hills, but that's been about the temperature all the way across here. We've got no rain. I'm not expecting any rain. It may get a little bit colder. But I clipped in my thermal liner into my dry rider jacket here, and I've got my shirt, which is a moleskin shirt on over that, under that, and then a t-shirt and a singlet under that. So there's 5 layers before the outside, and I'm not feeling any cold at all in my upper body at all. But down lower I've got my dry rider trousers on, and there's no chill getting through the knee pads onto my knees. They're working very well. The other thing that's comfortable is I've got no set of suspenders or braces on, and they're keeping them up and tight and under my crutch here, and that's given me a more comfortable ride. Now the other thing is, this bike has got heated grips, and I have put them on just about half an hour ago there, initially up to temperatures, but it's too hot like that, so my hands are quite warm, and I've got those wind deflectors on the front here called bark busters. So my gloves, even though they're my old ones, are doing the job here, especially with those heated grips on. It's very light traffic this side. Highway 1 is the other one with the main trucks and things on, but this one here is down the other side of the big mountains here in the North Island, and Highway 32, and there's no traffic here that's bothering me, no one up my rear, and no one that I can move around. What I'm also finding is pretty handy is this throttle lock down here. You see it here? Now, I've got the very light pad there, so it's got very sensitive touch on there. It doesn't lock it up, and I can let go of that there and give my hand a rest at any time. So that's great. And if I have to get on it to ease it off, it eases off easy. So I've found the right pressure for that one, and that helps my ride a lot. This windscreen in front of me here is great too, because I can put my hand up until I can feel the wind, and it's bouncing about 3 inches above my helmet. And the only weight that I've got forward is on my outer arms, and that's not an encumbrance at all. Right down low, I got those Motorrad boots here. They're leather and $600 worth of comfort, really. 3 big clips on the side. They're easy to put off and on. Warm as toast. I've got some good thick socks on and underneath there. I was having trouble with my feet swelling up, but that's nothing to do with my riding boots. It was to do with my medication to lower my blood pressure. I see now we're at an elevation of 500 metres there. You see that 500 metres? The roadside vegetation's changing. The pastures are changing. They are now more sheep farms in this area. There's shearing sheds appearing, and the grass is more uniform now for sheep. This plant that's white appearance on the left hand side is what we call heather, Heather. And the big white ones there are a willow or poplar tree. And the bigger trees straight ahead, they are eucalypts from Australia. They are used for shelter belts, etc. Nightens, I think they are. There's some sheep yards, cattle yards to the right, sheep yards to the left here. Well, I thought I could bring you back online now that it's not raining. I gave it away just before Whanganui on the other side there. It was down to 3 degrees temperature and raining. I thought, I don't need to ride in this. So I turned and came back the way I came towards Taupo. As soon as I got down there, it was in the 10 degrees and 12 degrees into the sun, and I dried out pretty quick. Fueled her up there at Taupo, and now I'm making my way sort of east over towards Edgecombe around the lakes behind Rotorua. I haven't been through this bit of road before, and that takes the sun out of my eyes as I get further east, and then I can run up the east coast road between Waikato and back to Tauranga. So it's my own bed tonight. The bike's still running well. I'm not cold, but I knew that if I were to ride into that rain at 3 degrees, the wind chill and everything would have taken it down below freezing, and I don't need to do that. So I'll catch up with my friend again when he comes home in Tauranga next Saturday, Sunday, I think. So I've just given my GPS new instructions, and I've got 52 k's to go through to Edgecombe. Well, I found a lovely gravel road all the way through here, through this bit of forest. You never know these spots until you go and check them out. Wakatani and Murupara that way. Let's go to Wakatani. I just got to watch for big logging trucks. I see side roads with the signed access with permit only. I got some big extension foot pegs from the Chinaman too in the last post, and I can feel the difference in under me big boots. Now my big boots have got a big platform that you stand on, but you could still feel the peg and underneath. But this, just by increasing the size of the peg by probably 30% would have just gives you a bigger platform there to stand on. Now that I've tried them, I think I will go for a bigger set and a proper set for this. Just to my left is a railway line running through here, and that would be the main rail line from the big Kairanga rail forest back to the port of Tauranga. It's just over there to my left as I go along. So this is a service road for the railway line. So I've popped out on the hard stuff again, and we're coming around onto the Matahina Dam. Wonder whether you can see way in the distance up there where they're harvesting the crops off the hill. But this one here is the Matahina Dam. around here and see if we can have a look. Now we're looking into the sun, but anyway, you can see as much as I can, and there's a boat ramp there if you want to put your boat in. I'll get off it here and just have a wee rest. Looks like a place to pull up. Whoa, Betsy. Another boat ramp there too. Oh, well, the little bikes run well. I'm happy with it. Well, we're getting towards the end of the ride now. This is the last roundabout before the main highway, motorway into Tauranga. I just see it's ticked over 500 k's there that I've done since I left home this morning, and I still haven't got to my destination, which was Whanganui. Never mind. We'll do it another day. So here we go, we're going to pay $2.90, I think it is, to get along this highway here back into Tauranga. But it's worth it, it's a beautiful piece of road here. See no bugger coming this way? No, been over there. See this car here beside me in this mirror? I just sneak ahead, you can see him there easy. But maybe you couldn't see him there with the, that's Mount Whanganui turning up in the head, straight ahead there. Alright, well you don't need to see me travelling into town here. I'll catch you on the next one.
Sound right, boy.